You're listening to AI Engaged, practical AI insights for business. Each episode breaks down what's new, what it means, and what to watch next. Let's get into today's insight. Quick hook. Add lightweight observability to your no-code and AI automations so you detect failures, data drift, and ROI slippage before they cost leads or time. In the next 12 minutes, I'll show you what observability actually looks like, the 4 core signals to track, 3 practical use cases you can implement this week, and the risks to watch for. First, what happened? Observability is the practice of instrumenting your automations so you can measure behavior and diagnose problems in production. It's not testing, which validates code before release, and it's not feature flags, which control exposure. Observability is continuous, logs, metrics, and alerts that tell you when the system drifts or fails while it's running. Why that matters for business. Invisible automation failings quietly erode revenue and team trust. A lead routing error that drops 10% of inbound leads, or an enrichment pipeline that starts returning outdated company sizes, won't show up in a weekly meeting, but it will shrink pipeline conversion and confuse reps. Observability makes those issues visible, measurable, and actionable.
Let's drill into the core components, the signals you want on your dashboard. Number 1. Success rate. For each automation step, track the percentage of runs that completed as expected versus failed or returned fallback responses. Number 2. Latency. How long do steps take? Sudden increases often indicate external API problems or rate limiting. Number 3. Enrichment accuracy or quality. For lookups and AI enrichments, track changes in expected distributions or label drift. And number 4. Fallback rate. How often AI or bots hand off to humans.
Capture those signals in 3 practical places: your CRM events, the no-code automation platform logs, and a lightweight logging layer or spreadsheet that aggregates results. Start with a simple dashboard that plots success rate and latency over time and includes a small table of samples for failed runs. A human can triage quickly without developer support. Use case 1. Lead pipeline alerting. Imagine an automation that assigns leads to sales reps, enriches company data, and triggers an email sequence. Add instrumentation so every lead gets a routing status: assigned, duplicate, quarantined, or failed. Create alerts for 2 conditions: a spike in duplicates and a sustained drop in assignment success below a threshold. When triggered, send a targeted alert to ops and create a remediation task that quarantines new leads and reroutes them to a human reviewer. Concrete actions for that use case. Log a lead ID and status to your CRM. Increment a failure counter in your automation tool and surface the top 10 failed lead records in a dashboard. Then automate a rollback or hold. Change lead status to quarantine and notify a rep. This reduces lost opportunities and gives you a short, repeatable human verification step. Use case 2. Data drift and enrichment. External enrichment APIs can change response formats, pricing plans, or data quality. If your scoring and segmentation depend on those fields, performance can quietly decline. Instrument by sampling enrichment outputs and comparing key fields to historical baselines, things like company size distribution, industry categories, or confidence scores. When distributions shift beyond a tolerance band, flag the recent match and stop automated segmentation until a human checks the samples. Practical mitigation steps here. Maintain a rolling baseline for key enrichment attributes, run a nightly drift check that computes divergence metrics, and automatically tag records added during the anomaly window. That tagging lets you exclude suspect records from campaigns and ad targeting until you verify and, if necessary, roll back ingestion. Use case 3. Voice and chat SLA and fallback monitoring. For conversational AI, measure 3 things: fallback to human rate, response latency, and customer experience proxies like average conversation length or sentiment heuristics. A rising fallback rate or longer latencies usually means the agent is losing context or external services are degrading. Instrument each session with a flag that indicates whether a handoff occurred and why. Operationally, create alerts when fallback rates exceed a threshold for a given flow and route those sessions to a rapid review queue. Use short recordings or transcripts as samples for a human QA check, but be mindful of privacy and retention. Tune your handoff conditions so you don't send simple queries to a human and create unnecessary load. Now, risks and limitations. First, alert fatigue. If you instrument everything with low thresholds, your team will ignore alerts. Second, privacy and compliance. Logging user conversations, emails, or PII without controls is risky. Third, false confidence. Metrics that don't map to real business outcomes can mislead decision makers. Mitigations. Start with a single prioritised metric and tune thresholds before adding more alerts. Use pseudonisation and minimise logged PII, keep retention short and align logging with privacy rules. Finally, validate your metrics against business KPIs, sample failed cases and ensure the alert actually correlates with revenue or lead quality impacts. Implementation checklist you can use in days. 1. Pick one prioritised metric. For most sales-first businesses, that's lead assignment success rate. 2. Instrument that metric at the point of truth, usually the CRM event that marks assignment complete. 3. Build a simple rolling dashboard and a single alert on a 24-hour window. 4. Define an automated quarantine and a human verification step. That sequence gives you immediate protection with minimal engineering. What to watch next? Monitor for persistent trends rather than transient blips. If a metric drifts slowly over weeks, it often signals process decay or a vendor change. Track vendor status pages and set up a lightweight heartbeat for external APIs so you see degradation earlier than your customers do. Quick recap. 3 takeaways. 1. Observability is continuous monitoring and diagnosis, not one-off testing. 2. Start small. Pick the single metric that maps closest to revenue or lead quality. 3. Pair automated alerts with simple human verification and short retention of sensitive data. And one practical next consideration question to prioritise. What is the single metric in your most important automation that if it moved by 5 percentage points would cost you time or revenue? If you want AI tools you can actually use in your business, explore our subscriptions at ai-engage.com. Make AI practical. Thanks for listening to AI Engaged. If you want AI tools you can actually use in your business, explore our subscriptions at ai-engage.com. See you in the next episode.